Hey y'all, so it is 4:30 Pacific time on Wednesday the 5th, and if you are new to the M. Hamill situation, welcome. This is week 2 of our book/film club, where we are discussing Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer and the film adaptation by Alex Garland. If you are brand new, well, I guess fasten your seatbelt and grab a cocktail, because here we are. So, cheers. With that being said, I wanted to do like a tight recap of what we talked about last week, and trust and believe there will be cards here, there, down there, description box situations alerting you to the 4-part, yes, you heard that correctly, the 4-part breakdown of just chapter 1 of the book and act 1 of the movie, because upon rereading the book I realized, well, this shit's gonna get verbose. So again, fasten your seatbelts. So I'm gonna do a tight recap, and we're just gonna see where we go. I'm sorry, I'm responding to a comment and I'm back. So in the first week, I kind of touch on like how I came upon the book, why I decided to read it, why I love the movie, the whole situation. So just to give you like the Reader's Digest version, I had seen the movie by Alex Garland, who this is his second directorial effort, his first being Ex Machina, which I'm quite certain I'm going to do a film club just on Ex Machina, because somebody needs to. And secondly, he, you may or may not know him, or know that he was the author of The Beach, which was adapted by Danny Boyle into the Leonardo DiCaprio Tilda Swinton moment we all love from, 99? I think maybe 98, I don't know. High school was a bit of a blur at that juncture, but he went on to write more fiction and basically got into the screenplay game, and you may know him from your 28 Days Later and your Sunshines. And if you haven't seen Sunshines, I talk about this ad nauseum in last week's situation. One of my top 5 favorite science fiction movies of all time, also directed by Danny Boyle, so there you go, kind of the dynamic duo. But anyways, I was, minding my own business. I was in my bookstore, saw this bad boy, realized it was the same thing as the movie, so picked it up. Also discovered it's part of a trilogy, but the movie is just book 1. So we are basically doing a chapter a week. We were supposed to do chapters 2 and 3 this week, but there's just too much in each chapter to do the whole multiple chapter game. We're just not there. It's not an Oprah's book club moment. We're not there yet. So we're just going to talk about chapter 2 and maybe like pick up where we left off on the film last week with kind of the tail end of act 1 of the movie, maybe moving into act 2. I don't know how to pace these things. I just want to make sure we're not doing like spoiler moments. And so whether you've read the book or have just seen the movie, or a both and situation, that I'm trying to keep things as on pace as I can. So with that being said, I just want to do, sorry, it's hot here in Oakland, y'all, and my back sweat is sticking to the leather. Pardon the noise. I want to just do a little recap of some of the, just like of chapter 1. So like if you don't want to go back again and watch, 2 hours of me talking about chapter 1, you can just join us and move forward from this moment. So chapter 1, and I'm going to kind of summarize chapter 1 along with what goings on there are in the book as well, in the movie that we discussed. So chapter 1, you meet the cast, right? You meet your Natalie Portman, your Tessa Thompson, you meet your Jennifer Jason Leighs. You meet these 6 women? Melissa. 5 women. So you meet the 5 women that both are in the book and in the film. There's slightly different professions attached to each woman from the book to the film. but neither here nor there. So we're introduced to the fact that these women are on the 12th iteration of an expedition into this mysterious area somewhere off the coast of Florida where they have evacuated all people. It has been without human life for quite some time. We don't have specifics, but long enough for things to, for the ecosystems to kind of evolve and run rampant and all of that. There are mysterious goings on, which you'll have to read chapter 1 or watch the previous videos, which is why these women and these expeditions continue to take place. They are trying to uncover what anomaly made this area, which is in the book referred to as Area X, and in the film is referred to as Within the Shimmer. What the hell happened? Why are people from previous expeditions mysteriously reappearing after years of being MIA? Why are they not quite all the way back? Why are they dying before their time? Why? Like, what is happening? So here we are with Natalie Portman and our delicious crew, and they are in there now. We're in Area X. We've been in there for a couple of days. So mysterious goings on, right? Like that should be the title of these videos, is Mysterious Goings On, because I've said it probably a dozen times already, and I'll probably say it a dozen more. So, I'm also filming for 2 cameras, so deal with it. But I do have the right contour shade on this week, so that's a plus. Anywho, so with the end of chapter 1, we basically, sorry y'all, this leather is not ideal. With the end of chapter 1, what we've come to realize is that in the book, chapter 1 of the book, these women have gone in to what to any normal person would look like a bunker or some sort of something. It's a recess in the ground. They're going into this tunnel of sorts, but it is referred to by the narrator, portrayed by Natalie Portman in the movie and in the book just as the biologist, as a tower. And we kind of discussed this last week as it being not the opposite of a lighthouse, which plays a huge role in both the book and the film, but the inverse of a lighthouse, because as soon as she happens across the tunnel, which she refers to as the tower, she has an implicit, innate, intuitive, just knowing that it's not a tunnel, it's not a bunker, it is a tower, i.e. the inverse of a lighthouse. So that's a whole thing that we have to unpack, right? But anyways, they go down, they're down in this tower, they're doing their thing, they're in the expedition moment, they're exploring. All of a sudden they see in the book that there are what appear to be these very psychedelic, organic kind of vine situations that are forming words. And in the book, the biologist is very clear to say that they are not actually forming words, but rather they are words. So do with that what you will. And that the biological matter with which they are made of appears to be cilia, some sort of fungi. Spores are coming off of it. They're going up into people's nostrils. We discussed the particulates last week. So we don't know what's happening, but these words they have some shit to say. So I'm going to just read what the words that were revealed in chapter 1 said when they first go down into the tower. Quote, "Where lies the strangling fruit that came from the hand of the sinner? I shall bring forth the seeds of the dead to share with the worms that... ... Okay, so that was our cliffhanger. And one of the things that we were left with at the end of chapter 1 is that there is some serious hypnosis going on by the leader of the expedition, who is a psychologist, to keep people calm, to follow orders. For what full reasons we yet do not know. But yeah, so we've come out of the tower. We don't know what the fuck is going on. We're doubting what our, we're questioning reality. We're doubting what we know as a scientist. I mean, we're dealing with a biologist, a surveyor, a psychologist, a geomorphologist, who's the other person in the book, and an anthropologist. And simultaneously in the film, we're dealing with a biologist, a psychologist, a physicist, a paramedic, and I can't remember what the other person is. Anyways, we talked about this last week, so like and subscribe. Anyways, so we're coming out, we're all sorts of discombobulated, but one of the things that I do want to recap about last week are two quotes that are coming from the biologist's inner monologue to herself as she's processing, what the hell is going on. So basically, this is prior to her going into the tower. This is her just having entered this mysterious Area X, where she specializes in these transitional ecosystems, and she's taken aback by just the mysteriousness, mysteriosity, all of the words. And one of the quotes that struck me when I first read the book, what we discussed last week, and what I would love for you guys to comment on and tell me your thoughts on, is this. So she's talking about, again, taking in all of this, all the oddity of the whole situation. And she says, the beauty of it cannot be understood. And when you see beauty in desolation, because remember, the place is completely absent of human life at this juncture and has been for quite some time. So let me take that one from the top. The beauty of it cannot be understood either. And when you see beauty in desolation, it changes something inside of you. Fasten your seatbelts. Desolation tries to colonize you. Desolation tries to colonize you. This is something that I brought up last week, and I really need help unpacking. I know what desolation means. I know what colonization means. I don't know what's falling down on me. What the hell is that? Y'all, did you hear that? Area X goings on. Anyways, comment below if you know what the hell just dropped on me. Anyways, desolation tries to colonize you. Desolation tries to colonize you. Now, we can go into a whole socio-cultural, socio-political moment right now, and I might just. When I hear the word desolation, especially in this context of the book, what I'm getting is, the fallout of something destructive, whether the ends are good, right? Like whether the ends of said destruction justify the means. Maybe the anomaly that manifested this Area X or the Shimmer in the movie has an ends in mind, which is a positive one. Either way, there was a destructive catalyst to create this desolation, and as a result, you have this overgrown, lush ecosystem, again, without any humans present. So it is in and of itself a beautiful place, a beautiful moment, a beautiful existential delicious nugget to consider, but yet it's colonizing her, right? Desolation tries to colonize you. So what is it about the absence of something, or the maybe not the absence of, what is it about the destruction of something and the ultimate void or vacuum or whatever that's left over that infects you and takes over you and controls you? Let's just have a whole week on just that. Anyways, I'm gonna get, much like I said I would, this is why the whole thing was 4 parts. You see where this is going. There was one more thing from the first chapter that I wanted to just touch on, which is she is talking about, after having kind of come out of this situation, she went into the tower, she hasn't gone into the tower yet, excuse me, she's in Area X, she's processing, right? Like, and